Hello everyone, and welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Okadacut, and today I'll be going over how it's like to be a new player in Final Fantasy XIV Online. The game has been getting a lot of popularity recently, so I hope that new players and old players alike will enjoy this video. Alright then, let's get right into it. Final Fantasy XIV Online was my first real MMO experience. I played WoW for 1 month before, but all I did were the side missions to get to level 50. The overall aesthetic of WoW just didn't suit my tastes. So then again, my friend wanted to play an MMO. My friend and I were hungering for a new game to come out because the gaming industry lately has been shit. So I decided to pick Final Fantasy XIV Online. You can play all of the base game content, including the first expansion Heavensward, for free. That means that you can play in total 13 battle classes from the base game and Heavensward from level 1 to 16. When I started out as a Sprout, I had no idea what this community was like. I mostly relied on my friends if I didn't know what to do. Most of the fun starting out is learning how the game works. Hell, it took me 10 levels of playing Gladiator to realize that it was a tank class. And the only reason I figured it out was because my friend told me. Can you really blame me though? The second ability you learn as Paladin is Fight or Flight, which is a 20% damage buff that lasts 25 seconds. So once I learned I was a tank, I sprinted back to Ul'dah and I became a pugilist. This actually wasn't so bad since I learned that monks and samurai use the same gear. Getting started on quests in this game are just like every other game. Go to the designated area, kill whatever you need to kill, gather whatever you need to gather, talk to whoever you need to talk to. That's it. The main story quests in this game when you're a brand new player can be pretty boring to watch. Hell, when I started out I skipped every cutscene. But then I got to Stormblood and I started getting interested in the story. I would suggest as a new player that you pay attention to the story. Please pay attention to the story. Otherwise you might end up regretting not knowing what's going on at all. If you do make the same mistake I did, just know that they added the ability to rewatch cutscenes. You can also play through the story missions again because they added New Game Plus. Next up is getting good in Dungeons and Trials. As a Sprout, you more than likely have no idea what any of the enemies or bosses are doing. If you don't know what happened or how you died, please don't be afraid to ask. This community, although they may not talk much in Dungeons or Trials, will be happy to help. There may be a few bad eggs, but that's to be expected. Again, I emphasize, if you really don't understand what a mechanic is, please ask. As a quick tip, I'll give you a few ideas of what the mechanics are. They usually involve dodging AoEs from the boss, killing adds, grouping up on a teammate, running away from a teammate, activating a special barrier that is on the map, etc. In my experience when I was first starting out, the mechanics didn't really matter until I reached A Realm Reborn Trials. For all the new players, don't be afraid if you don't know the mechanics. You'll be fine. When you queue for a duty, you usually get paired with people who have already played that dungeon or trial. As long as you have the mindset to continue to improve and learn, then you should be fine. Just, again, I remind you, don't be afraid to ask if you need help. For the time I've been playing, the Final Fantasy XIV community is one of the least toxic communities. So don't be afraid to get out there and try and meet people if you want to make friends. Unfortunately, if you're still a free trial player, you won't really have access to all the social aspects of the game. You may be able to do dungeons with your friends, as they can invite you to their party and then they can queue for the dungeon if they've already done them. Until you pay for your first subscription or the complete edition of Final Fantasy XIV Online, you won't have access to the ability to add people to your friends list or join free companies. For those asking, what is a free company? Well, a free company is basically like the equivalent of a guild in WoW. Depending on the free company you join, they are usually composed of active players. These are players that are often running raids, doing dungeons, doing trials, leveling, crafting, etc. The upside of joining a free company is that you have access to this group of people who play the game often and are willing to assist and help a new player get better at the game. So now in the footage you can see all the buffs that a free company has. When you join a free company, they usually advertise whether they're for new players or not, and advertise how often they have their buffs up. There are a bunch of convenient buffs that the free companies provide, such as a plus 10% to Battle XP, to Crafter XP, and to Gather XP. So I recommend that as soon as you get access to all your social features in the game, you start looking for a free company or you make one yourself. And with that, that will be the last point of this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This was my first ever video, and I'm sure you can all tell, but I'm very glad that you got this far. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye. Again, thank you so much for making it this far. I'll try to make a video every week, and I hope that you all tune in next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.